Thyme.
Nice.
Welcome to the show, Daze.
I might shit. I might. It
I
might be
might
better if
shit,
I said it
yo.
before.
I might just shit.
That's a great start.
Yo, I might.
Ben, actually, do you want to introduce us?
Oh yeah. So my name's Ben. I'm kind of the crazy one. No, I'm just kidding. Today we've got the whole crew here for you guys today, so we got a real treat for you.
Brandon's here. He's Scary Spice. Shane is Posh Spice.
I'll take it.
I am Criminal Spice.
Nice.
I'm wanted by the FBI and Interpol.
This isn't even a joke. One
KGB.
time, Jadu has gotten cease and desist letters from the FBI.
Oh, you do first. And what
The FBI got him, boys.
What does that make me? What spice am I? I'm gonna say
Cumin.
Oh my god, wait,
Shit.
bro, wait, what the fuck? We literally just said that.
Shit.
Damn.
It's my favorite.
It's
I
a
guess
secret
I'm
sauce.
coming.
It's my favorite.
It's the secret. to a good
Cumin?
guacamole.
You can't have
Sprinkle a little bit.
cumin without cum, guys. So
That's true.
Makes you think.
We're in.
Bro, legit, I'll put cumin in anything I'm cooking. It brings it brings an exquisite warmth to things.
Just
I'm not
like
gonna lie,
makes
cumin
Ben
and
brings
vanilla ice
a
cream might
unique
not be bad.
warmth to my heart.
wait, you guys talk at the same time. I'm gonna have to hear those again.
Brendan, you go first.
I said I'm pretty sure cumin and vanilla ice cream might not be that bad.
Try that out and get back to us. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm curious.
Yeah.
So like either French vanilla or vanilla bean, but like one of the two.
Also, thyme is fucking amazing. I'll put thyme in anything, ever,
Oh,
always,
thanks for
nonstop.
verifying that you didn't mean like the first dimension.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. And I was like, is it flat? Is it a circle? What's going on here?
Bro, I really want to like
It
come up
is-
with like a recipe for like Jello with like thyme in it. That way you can just be like, oh, add thyme and chill, and that could like literally be a step. Add thyme and chill for 30 minutes, just like straight up, like just chill.
All right, so you're gonna have to prepare us a dish of thyme jello with cumin ice cream. Get back to us on how that goes.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be giving your restaurant a Michelin star here quite yet, Brendan.
That's three Michelin stars right there. They're gonna have to invent the
Bro.
fourth Michelin star just for that.
I it surprises me that people haven't explored puns with time as much as they could have, because I mean, you could you get the handle New York Times on Instagram right now? Let me check. If not, then bro, I'm gonna get it right now.
About to say, you could start your own cumin ice cream like themed Instagram if you wanted.
While you're looking at that, Jadu,
Shit.
however, told you
It's
guys
always,
before-
bro. It's always a fucking
Oh, that actually
Yeah.
exists.
inactive. Yeah, it's always, but the coolest handles is always inactive users. It's bullshit. I tried getting just as the axis, couldn't. It's an inactive
Can you
user.
get
I
time?
tried getting
doesn't
a bunch of
exist?
shit. Let me check.
Time is a flat circle is a good one too. Running out of time.
Oh, time
Right.
doesn't exist. Is up for grabs.
Ooh.
What about the spice time continuum?
Oh, that's a double pun.
Wait, hold on. Running out of time. Shit. You guessed it. Inactive account. 000. 0 followers, 0 posts, 0.
People think of these puns and just like lock it down and then just never use it.
I was say
Yeah.
this isn't even like this is Mitch. This isn't even like the main running out of time. This is just running out of time, but time's been replaced with the herb, and it's still not available.
Space time continuum is what you
Spice
said, right?
time.
Spice.
Spice time.
Give him credit. That was a very good pun.
Space time continuum has been taken by Judy Jennings.
Fuck you, Judy, if you're listening. I know you are.
Spice Time Continuum. There's more variations of Spice Time Continuum than of Space Time Continuum. So
Damn.
More niche
there you go.
fun there.
What about just Kanye West? Is that one taken?
I think so.
I feel like that'd be a cool Instagram handle to have.
Bro, last year I legit I changed my Instagram handle, had been the same for like 7 years, and I was looking for a new one because I wanted something like clever and not my name, because I saw that one Netflix movie. What was it called?
The Shape of Water.
No, the one about how social
Schindler's List.
Stranger
no,
Things.
the one about how social media is fucked up.
Yes, the social.
So I was like, shit, I need to change it. And I spent like weeks looking at cool handles, and a lot of people think of the same puns as you and references a lot.
Did you know? I don't know if I've shared this on the show before or not, but on Venmo, there's very like limited privacy laws or rules built into like their software, and so you can actually just change your name on Venmo to whatever you want to. And our friend JB changed his name to Official Joe Biden, and like it literally was Official Joe Biden. If he Venmoed people, like he like Venmoed my sister, like thanks for the like good time last night, Kamala. And like he just Venmoed $2, and it showed up from like Official Joe Biden on my sister's Venmo with like Joe Biden's face and like his name as Joe Biden.
I think he like Venmo requested me for like back for like a burrito, and he was like, "Thanks for the wild night, bro," from at Joe Biden official.
Has anyone just Venmoed him randomly? Just like
It'd be a good way to make money. I feel like you would just get like random Venmos, like people who just think it's funny.
You get random people charging you $1 million for.
That's also very potential. You know, and you can just charge anyone on Venmo. Like I could just go to Venmo, look up like a random account, and charge them like $100,000.
I feel like that's like a scam. Like scam, I guess you could do. Like you just like make a bot that just like Venmo requests random people for $1 and see if like they ever just do it. And like statistically, you have to get something, and like I wonder how much you would get from that.
Even if you had a 1% hit rate, I mean, if you sent that to like 1 trillion different like unique people, theoretically, you're looking at at least $100 billion.
Mm-hmm.
By the way,
1 trillion people.
Become a billionaire in this one simple trick.
By the way, the Instagram handle Kanye East is owned by a dude whose last post was in, you guessed it, November 13th, 2010.
Damn.
So, I guess I wonder what he thinks about Watch the Throne and Yeezus and Life of Pablo and all of those, because he hasn't caught up.
Dude, I never know.
What about Kanye Zest?
Oh,
right.
This whole episode is just a dude trying to figure out a pun Instagram that's not already taken.
We'll find some.
Yeah, there is a Kanye Zest, and you guessed it, it's a meme account.
That's how it goes.
Because nowadays, like half of all social media accounts are meme accounts. I'm not complaining though, bro. I feel like meme accounts run the world now. Like these people are obviously making a living out of them. Like celebrities follow meme accounts. Like meme accounts are the shit.
Yeah, honestly, it's kind of crazy how big like people can build Instagram accounts that they never like actually show their face on. Like, kind of blows my mind how like some meme accounts are run by like high schoolers. They're pulling in like so much money from like ad revenue, or, like selling merch. They're literally just like middle schoolers.
That's crazy.
But also, who the fuck is buying meme account merch? I feel like that shit's kind of like cringe.
It's like what Brendan said with the other thing though. Even if 1% of everyone who follows you buys that merch, depending on how big your audience is, that's a pretty good chunk of change.
That is true.
Pretty big chungus of change. Dollar please, strange. Yeah. I bought a shirt off the meme account, but it wasn't like of the meme account. It was just like a shirt that said 2020 directed by Quentin Quarantino.
That's a
I was
cool.
like, that's kind of iconic. So
that's kind of cool.
I bought it actually in 2018. So
wow. You know what? You just saw ahead.
So before the hype, before the Quentin Tarantino hype train.
Yeah. Bro, I've been on the pandemic hype for like
before it was cool, bro.
I remember the very first time I met Nick Vacchio. He was wearing a T-shirt from like like there are those sites that I've sold like stupid like joke T-shirts, and there's just like Jesus surfing on a wave.
Yeah.
First time I met him, I was like, that's this guy. Cool.
That's very Nick, bro. Nick is an enigma, bro. As soon as you think you understand who Nick is, you just open up a door to like at least 1 trillion more doors.
This is true.
A lot of doors.
A lot of doors.
We're all just doors, boys.
Yeah.
That's what my parents used to say when I had like a bad habit growing up where I'd be watching TV and I would like feel the need to stand right in front of the TV and watch it. And they'd be like, hey, you're a great door, but not a great window. And then they would like get me to move.
Classic. And then they beat me.
And then they beat me with a bell.
And then they'd kick me in like they'd hit me with one of those police like battering rams.
Then they would call in a wild moose to just buck me out of the way.
It was and then once the pack of dogs was involved, I wasn't normally a fan of that either.
They just made you go stand in the front doorway to save on door costs.
Yeah, I actually became a door.
They legit like screw hinges into like your side.
That's why
too far.
They always call me the door.
Bro, they legit like just paint you red and attach you to the wall.
And
sometimes I still stand in the middle of hallways and people say, hey, you're not a door anymore. But truth is, once you go door, you never go back.
Hey, where was the knob?
Damn, that's a good question.
It's wherever you want it to be.
Yeah, it's a pull to open.
Again, I wasn't a very good door.
Most people aren't, surprisingly.
Yeah. How about our men? How about our man Norm McDonald?
Oh, dude.
Bro, rest in peace to the king.
I
feel like
the best joke of all time is invented by that guy.
I was gonna say, as soon as I saw that, I instantly thought of the moth joke.
Yeah. And I recorded the entire moth joke and put it on my stories. I think like something around half of the people that watched the very first clip watched the very last clip. So my retention rate was bad, which just shows how exclusive the moth joke is. It's not for those who appreciate it, they really appreciate it. And I feel like there has been enough commotion around him dying, which shows how, I don't know, it's kind of sad because I feel like the same is going to happen when like Jerry Seinfeld dies or when like the big names die, because like millennials, like maybe like Gen Z doesn't really care about comedians that much. I feel like
Depends on the comedian.
Who do you think is a comedian that Gen Z likes?
Kevin
Bo
Hart.
Burnham.
Maybe like, yeah, bro, I thought of Kevin Hart. It was the very first
You
person.
can even make the argument for John Mulaney as well. I know he's very popular.
That one, definitely. Dude, I've been watching all of Dave Chappelle's specials on Netflix.
Yeah.
Dude,
It's so
he's
good.
like he's like straight up. I don't know about the GOAT, but at least in like our like within the last 20-ish years, he's definitely like the if not the best, one of the best.
Is Chappelle's show in Netflix there in the US?
I don't know actually.
Not that I know of.
I watched Chappelle's show. They put Chappelle's show in Netflix Brazil like
Huh.
early this year. So then I watched it, and bro, it was so ahead of its time. It's crazy. It was like Key and Peele, like 20 years before Key and Peele.
Key and freaking Peele, though. They're so good.
Not 20 years, but like a few years before Key and Peele. And bro, there's a lot of shit that Dave Chappelle would get canceled for if
I
the
say
show
he got
aired
away with
today,
so
but
much.
Even his specials like from like within the last 5 years, he does say
Yeah.
some, like pretty fucked up shit. But also like
yeah.
I feel like
I
if
feel
you're
it's hard
a
to find a
comedian,
comic who doesn't.
if you're a comedian, you get on a stage and people come to like they pay to come watch you talk, and it's like it's such a weird intersection because I feel like you live in a life where like obviously like you're respectable and you say like you act like a certain way, but there's something about like going to a comedy show that like there's kind of like no rules and all things are kind of like off the table. And you kind of like it's you as a comedian like I don't know, it's very interesting how
Context and delivery is important.
Yeah.
Like I know, like I've watched some of like the more recent Chappelle specials, not from like from this past year, but like I think 2 years ago when they first started coming out again. I watched some of those ones.
Mhm.
He would say stuff that might be, you can make the argument could be cancelable or whatever, but he wouldn't just say them to be edgy. He would always say things and then lead to a point that lead to a message that wasn't what he originally said, if that makes any sense. I think like the way he delivers things, there's always like a greater point to it. Whereas some like lesser comedians might just say edgy shit to say edgy shit.
That's
I think
very
less excusable just because of where it's like, oh, there's no point. That's just
they're
a
just
thing to
they're
say.
just bad comedians.
Yeah,
Dude.
and so I think that
Yeah.
there is a weird gray area that's very subjective with what people find offensive or not. But I think for the most part, Dave Chappelle rides that line pretty well, or at least better than most comedians.
No, yeah, he's definitely after like so like just as some background information, I really enjoy listening to comedians talk about comedy a lot. So like there's what's his name? The guy who has a podcast that's I think as old as or like maybe older than Joe Rogan's. He's a Jewish comedian from New York who's like middle-aged. Fuck, I forgot his name. But Mark, is his name Mark? Is his name Mark?
I don't know.
No. But anyway.
Mark,
I watch a lot of people
Maron,
talk.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, Mark Maron. Yeah.
They talking about what the fuck?
Thank you. I watch a lot of what the fuck, yeah. I watch a lot of those guys talk about the greats, and they always talk about like Richard Pryor and that guy who said I can get no respect a lot.
I mean,
all those guys.
Dan Carlin.
Yeah.
Right.
Wait, Dan Carlin? George Carlin.
George Carlin. Yes.
George Carlin.
And Eddie Murphy, and those guys, they're definitely like the greatest, I think. But if you take them out of the equation and consider only like the guys after the golden era, then I think Dave Chappelle is like undeniably the best one. He's so unapologetic, and that's also something I wanted to ask you guys. I think out of all the public people who talk unapologetically about how they feel and what they think, he's, I think, the one closest to the limit of like stuff that doesn't make me uncomfortable. Like if he was just a little bit more edgy, I think it made me uncomfortable. Like people like Bill Burr make me uncomfortable with some shit they say. People like even Mark Normand, who's like my favorite current comedian, I think. He's like not that much older than us. And he's dope. But recently I listened to an episode of a podcast where he said the R word and he was like defending saying the R word, like, oh yeah, we had a bunch of those kids in my neighborhood growing up, and like they're fun, they're cool, like, and I was like, Jesus, it made me very uncomfortable. But Dave Chappelle kind of like he walks that line. He's like the stuff he says is very powerful, and it's always has something to do with like society and racism and shit. I think the like cancelable things he says are more to bring awareness to his point than to like just offend people, because overall I think you always get the sense from him that like everyone needs respect, I think.
Yeah.
While with some other comedians you don't get that at all.
Totally
It doesn't feel like he's like punching like down on groups as much as like some other comedians tend to do.
Yeah, a lot of his Chappelle Show sketches are about Black people, and like he includes himself in the joke. He like makes fun of himself more than other groups, but he also makes fun of other groups a lot. Yeah. Do you guys have someone that just barely makes it into like your comfort zone, or like your non-canceling zone? Can you guys think of someone?
Chris
readily?
D'Elia gets pretty close to it. Chris D'Elia has been
Okay.
canceled and then is like not canceled anymore, I guess.
Who's canceled?
Chris D'Elia is not funny doing stand-up. I watched his stand-up and I was just like, this is not good. I don't know.
I have no idea who this person is.
Chris D'Elia just laughs at his own jokes.
he's kind
He's
of
got the
maniac.
long black hair, Shane. It's not that
Yeah.
long. I mean, it's like maybe about shoulder length, but
The first time I heard of Chris D'Elia was at Justin Bieber's what's that
roast
thing?
the roast of Justin
roast.
Bieber.
The roast, yeah.
Do you think
Where
Jimmy Carr took it too far in the 9/11 joke that he said to Paul Davidson?
What did he say?
Davidson?
Oh, where he said like
He's like,
watching Justin Bieber sing is the worst thing that ever happened to me, and my dad died in 9/11 or something.
no, he said he was just basically saying something about like Pete Davidson's dad. And he's like, no, I'll stop because this is the roast of Justin Bieber, not the roast of Pete Davidson's dad. That was back in whatever.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I feel like Pete Davidson would laugh at that though.
Yeah, he will laugh at that. But
Yeah, he would.
But I think like he's the only person allowed to make fun of his dad like that. But yeah, Chris D'Elia is apparently Justin Bieber's favorite comedian, or was like however many years ago that was.
He was like surprised he was at the roast because he didn't even realize that he was like Justin Bieber's favorite comedian, and then they're just like, yeah. You're Justin Bieber's favorite comedian. So
yeah.
Oh god.
Doesn't Chris D'Elia have like a podcast where he talks to himself? Like he talks by himself for like 2 hours.
Yeah, he's the only.
I feel
host
like
of this podcast.
Yeah, I feel like you can trust people like that. Like as soon as someone starts hosting a podcast by themselves for like many hours every episode,
they're gonna go.
I feel like that's crazy. Like Bill Burr also has one. It's completely insane. I couldn't hear myself talk for 10 minutes.
Bill Burr says some edgy stuff.
Yeah,
but that's why people like it. And like it is objectively funny, but it's edgy.
Yeah, again, it's finding that you have to ride that line carefully. And
he's on Disney Channel, so
like, he is.
Well, he's on Disney Plus.
The Mandalorian.
Oh. That's much different than Disney Channel.
I do appreciate the image of Bill Burr, like drawing out the Mickey.
What would he say? I
the fuck is
imagine.
this?
It's like, welcome to fucking Disney Channel, kids. I'm Bill fucking Burr.
Yeah,
And then
fuck
he
you.
punches him. He's like,
What is
"Yeah,
this?
fuck
You
this shit."
happy now? Is this what you like?
Hey, Mando.
Shit.
Yeah, I do know who Chris D'Elia is, by the way. I looked up this guy's picture and I looked up his Wikipedia and I looked at the allegations and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not good.
I don't even know what it was. I just know he got canceled.
Multiple underage women are accusing him of bad things.
Oh,
Bro, there's this clip I saw. I think he was on someone else's podcast, and they were talking about Snapchat, and he didn't realize that people could save messages without he didn't realize they could like screenshot messages or some shit, and like you see his face, like he's just like he doesn't say anything, but he like makes a face like, oh fuck, like it's so awkward to see. He's just like, oh, I'm fucked.
Oh, I heard about that.
I didn't realize what? Sorry.
You didn't realize people could save Snapchat messages, and it's like you could see his like face pale.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
It's
bro.
just like that's
Just like-
not good. Don't.
Bro.
Yeesh.
Do you guys think that when Snapchat was created, it was made for like explicit content?
Yeah.
Sort of.
Like,
Yeah.
do you think that was one of their main
Yes.
purposes?
Probably.
Good.
Dude, Snapchat's
There's no
dead
doubt
now.
about it.
Everyone's over Snapchat.
It's
Bro,
popular.
it has
amongst younger
been.
people.
Ben, anytime you need tips about what is gonna stick and what's gonna die, ask Jadu. Okay? I've been out of
Who the
Snapchat
fuck
for
is
4
that
years
guy?
now. I've been done with Snapchat for 4 years now. I was like, this is shit. Because the app doesn't offer you anything more than Instagram.
Bro,
Yeah.
Snap Maps.
Do you want to?
You can see where all your friends are.
Dude, the
Oh,
pits
yeah,
of
that's true.
the absolute pits of Snapchat is like all the shitty like news articles under
Those are
people's stories.
awful.
Dude, I like look at them every once in a while. I'm just like, what the fuck is this garbage?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
who
surprised
is
they don't
looking
just
on
try and like
this?
make that better, you know?
I don't understand.
It's like it's like when they're in the supermarket, like about to like buy your groceries and you look at the magazines that are right next to the register and it's a bunch of garbage. That's
Yeah.
essentially that news feed on Spotify,
Yeah.
Snapchat. Trash.
Oh my god. I'm
Talking
just
about
scrolling.
grocery shops. Yeah, talking about grocery stores. There is a lot there's a lot of candy that is from the US that we have here, like M&Ms, Twix, like Kit Kat. All of those are very common, but there are some that are kind of rare, like Reese's and Nerds. So it's so exciting to not have Reese's and Nerds everywhere, because anytime we find them here in Brazil, it's like kind of like it gives you butterflies. You're kind of ooh, and Homana loves Nerds. So anytime we go,
Yeah,
to
we know
the-
you do.
That makes sense.
Got him.
anytime we're at the Japanese neighborhood in São Paulo, Liberdade, which by the way just has Nerds everywhere for sale. I don't know why, but she always gets excited and buys a bunch of them. And anytime I see Reese's, I buy them too because I love Reese's. Bro, peanut butter candy is like the best candy. And today I was at the grocery store and I saw that Reese's, because it's so rare, it's also very expensive, and it makes no sense for it to be the price it is in Brazil. I'm sorry. There's no talking point here. There's nothing you guys can tell me about it. I was just venting about the price of Reese's in Brazil.
I saw a video today, and it was this girl. It was on TikTok. She's eating a Reese's, right? And she's like, "I'm eating this Reese's that's year expired. I got it on Halloween 2 years ago, and it's been expired for 1 year, but it's in the shape of a pumpkin, and I'm gonna eat it right now." And like she's holding it, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, look!" And then so she like turns the camera around, and like as she turns around, like a commercial for Reese's pops up, on her TV, and she's like, "That's crazy." And then like she's like quiet, and you hear the commercial, and then literally the audio of the commercial is like, "Do you think it's a coincidence that a Reese's commercial just popped up on your TV right now? All of your devices are listening to you." And then literally that's what the commercial says.
What?
I'm not even kidding you. Let me
What
see if
the
I can
fuck?
find the video of it. It literally is
That's
her filming a TikTok
creepy.
of her eating this Reese's. Then a Reese's commercial pops up and basically says like her devices are listening.
Bro, guys, I swear to you, think of a word that you haven't ever said out loud. Like, shit. Lampoon.
I love you too, Dad.
Ah,
Lamp.
Meritocracy works. Yeah. So I swear to you, when you open up any Mark Zuckerberg owned app, that word you just said is gonna like there's gonna be an ad for it for sure. There's not even a sliver of doubt, because that shit happens all the time and it's creepy.
Big sloppy titties. Come on, Zuck. Give me something
you
good.
do it, Mark. Why sloppy?
I don't know, man. That's a combination of words you've never said.
I don't even know what slot. I don't know what that means.
You know, I don't. I'm a Google. I'm not gonna Google it. Never
I'd
mind.
say you might need to get it. If they're sloppy, you might need to get that checked out, maybe. Oh God, what did you send, Brendan? I'm scared what you said.
It's just
Learning the timing of this
It's
conversation.
quick on the draw there.
It's the
Is
Reese's
this the
commercial.
commercial?
I have these sloppy titties saved whenever they're brought up. What is this?
Bro, what?
Isn't that insane?
Jesus Christ, that's fucking terrifying. But like that's
Reese's
definitely
has-
happened to me too.
Dude, there's been so many times where you're just talking about, like, I understand if I'm Google searching backpacks and I start getting ads for backpacks, but like, there's been times where I feel like I'm just talking about, like, oh man, dude,
Yeah.
like I want to get some Buffalo Wild Wings, and then literally,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
as soon as I go on Instagram, the very second post is like an ad for Buffalo Wild Wings.
Bro, and they're not trying to hide it anymore, because I feel like in the past they were kind of like more inconspicuous about it. Now it's just like they're basically saying to you, yeah, fight us, bitch. Because like I was having a conversation. This literally happened. It's not an exaggeration. I was literally talking to Homana like a couple months ago about something I had never talked about or Google searched or written about or thought about in my life. And then as soon as I'm done talking to Homana about that thing, I've Google searched a lot of it.
I've Google searched a breast before.
More of a Bing guy.
Not to brag. I hate my porn.
And literally the next thing that happened was I opened Instagram and there was an ad for that. And it's a trend. I think it's gonna get worse and worse and worse. Like maybe in the future, if you mention like you're looking at used cars to buy to your friend, they're gonna start like shipping you like mail ads with used car sales, and like maybe people are gonna start calling you about used car sales, and maybe like you'll say, hey honey, what if we start looking for used cars for sale? Maybe like people will start texting you about used cars that they have for sale.
I think the next big jump is our devices being able to actually purchase things for us without us necessarily needing to like click a confirm button, you know, where it's like your house just knows that you're out of some kind of like good, let's say it's toilet paper, and Amazon is just, it automatically orders, like it buys more toilet paper without you
Remember-
to go on and do that yourself. I
I
think
don't
that's
know
kind of like the next big jump.
Do you remember like the dash buttons that they did? I don't know if
Yeah.
that's still a thing. I never used it, but like it's like that, but automatic, you're saying, right?
What was the dash button?
It was like literally like you could order this. It's like a little button you could press. It was so stupid. Like it's this little button, and when you press it, it buys whatever it's for on Amazon, and like it's programmed to buy that thing. It's like
Interesting.
It was like
so dumb,
like-
so unnecessary.
it was like for cleaning products, right? So like
Yeah,
Dawn,
like any or food too. I don't know. It was like any household products that you would have to like, re up on, I guess.
yeah, I remember seeing ads for like Dawn dash buttons, where it's literally just a button that you buy, and when you press it, it buys off Amazon a Dawn like package of like cleaning products from Dawn, and then that's literally all it does.
Bananas, dude. I
Bro,
don't get it.
yeah,
I feel like
it's
with certain things, like it could be convenient, and then with other things, it could get kind of like dystopian.
I googled dash buttons, and this picture I have, like it's like they have like a little logo of like whatever you're buying on it, and one is Durex. Fuck yeah, dude. That guy.
That's literally where my mind went with the dystopian stuff, though. Like, what if all of a sudden, like, you're like a father with a family, like a wife and kids or whatever, and then all of a sudden you start getting like Amazon just sends something like weird to your house, like something like condoms or whatever, even though like you like, I don't know, right? Like,
We'll wait for that.
that's what I'm saying though. It's like, what if your Amazon knows that in this situation, like let's say you're cheating or whatever, and then your Amazon knows it and it sends you something to your house because it's like, oh, like this is what this user would want, and then it gets like intercepted by the wife. Like that's like kind of crazy.
That would be ironic considering Jeff Bezos is Jeff Bezos.
For real. I mean, do you guys know that story about Target with their like market research or whatever?
Oh, wait a minute. Is this about the pregnancy thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know that story, Jadu?
You should tell it.
It was basically there is like this girl, like a 16-year-old who was like living at home with her parents, and Target like kept sending ads to the house about like their deals on maternity type stuff. And I was talking about like, oh, like get these deals on diapers, get these deals on like clothing for like when you're pregnant and all this. And the dad was like getting these things, and he was getting pissed, and he's like, why is Target sending us this like specifically about like, oh, stuff to buy if you're pregnant? Like this doesn't make any sense. And so he literally went to Target, and I don't know if he went to like the store or how he got in contact with them.
Probably customer service.
Yeah, he was like, stop sending this to our house. Like this is unnecessary. You know, my wife is not pregnant. We're not having any more kids. And they're like, these are for your daughter. He's like, my daughter's not pregnant. And they're like, and the daughter was pregnant. And Target knew that because they collect so much data on like their, I don't know if it was something that she like Google searched, or if it was like an ad that she clicked on while she was on the website. She basically acted in a way that Target had basically stratified their customer base and said, people who behave this way are pregnant people, and therefore we should advertise pregnancy items to those people. And it flagged this girl as one of those people. And then literally like Target knew that she was pregnant before like her family knew.
Crazy.
Wow.
Fucking Black Mirror shit, man.
That's real life. Like that's crazy.
bro,
Now
on the
imagine if
other
it just
hand-
automatically started sending that stuff to the house.
Yeah. On the other hand, I just Googled what countries in the world have legalized both abortion and cannabis. And I think y'all will be happy to hear that both countries in the world that have completely legal abortion and cannabis are in the Americas. Do you guys want to guess which two?
Mexico is one.
No.
No,
What?
no.
Canada?
Well, never mind. Canada.
Yeah.
Wait, did Mexico just decriminalized abortion though? I saw that.
Yes.
That was
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I saw that
Popped
too.
in my head. Wait, America's like North and South America, or
And Central, yeah.
Is it Cuba?
No.
wait, fuck, no, I want shit.
Bro, the coolest country in South America.
Brazil?
No.
I know it's not Brazil.
We
'Cause
wish.
I know weed's not legal there.
Brazil is
Uruguay?
super conservative. Uruguay, bro.
Uruguay.
Is that the coolest country in South America?
It's the most progressive.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I don't know
It's-
very
yeah.
much about Uruguay, I guess.
Bro, I want to go there. Like not only for the things I just said, but like we should, I don't know, spend money on tourism in countries that have cool policies. So that they see the fruit of their labor, you know? Yeah. I'm happy to see this.
Cavani's from Uruguay. He's a cool.
Oh, Cavani's from Uruguay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
There's
He
like
looks-
another
bro,
soccer player that I remember being really good in the 2014 World Cup that was from Uruguay.
For line.
I forget who it was.
Bro.
It was in 2014.
Forlan was the best player of the 2010 World Cup, and he's from Uruguay. And Suarez, you're thinking of probably Brandon.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
Juarez. Oh my gosh.
The goat,
Yeah.
bro. Didn't he eat someone's ear?
He
Yeah.
tried. I don't think he was quite as successful, but he definitely
Intimidation factor, just being cannibalistic.
Do you guys know anything about Uruguay? Like, how much do you learn about South America in school?
In my Spanish class in 8th grade, we had to be able to name every Spanish-speaking country in the world, and that was the extent.
That's
So I
literally
know where it is, and I know that it exists, but I don't know much more about Uruguay.
Yeah, in terms of like history of other places, definitely very minimal. I know again, like for like taking Spanish in high school and taking a college course on it, they would kind of dip their toe in some different cultures, but nothing in depth.
Yo Espero, okay? Uruguay as bien.
Is very well.
See.
Okay. We I think if I remember correctly, because school was so long ago, we learn a lot about the history of Europe because like there's all those important wars and shit.
Yeah.
Then we learn, I specifically remember learning about the history of the US because my like high school program was like a double diploma kind of thing.
Gotcha.
Where I also got a degree from like Texas Tech University Independent School District, which is like the Texas Tech like high school, which is very weird.
Wait, while you were in Brazil?
Don't understand.
That's kind of random.
What?
Wait, like while you were growing up in Brazil?
Yeah, I got a double high school diploma. Yeah.
What the fuck?
It's
very
a
random.
it's a deal high schools from the US have with high schools in Brazil, where you kind of get a cultural exchange from like professors that are from teachers that are native from the US, and they come here. They're already here. They didn't come here for this, but they're here and they teach us, and we have like kind of duty because we basically had class like 24/7. But anyway, I remember learning about a lot about US government there, but I think that's the extent of it. We learned about Brazilian history, we learned about US history, we learned about European history, like the highlights. But
Bro, you don't
I
learn about
wish-
freaking Antarctic history, bro?
Yeah.
that'd be
That's
cool.
so effed up, bro. Like,
Yeah,
they're just sliding our boys down under.
bro, it's bro, it's weird. I was thinking about imperialism recently because I'm watching the show White Lotus. I don't know if you guys heard of it.
Yeah,
It's very fucking good. Very, very fucking good. And the show is in Hawaii. And I was thinking about how weird, how like literally it feels like it's not true. The fact that Hawaii is part of the US feels like it's not true.
Dude,
I don't
Hawaiians
know how
like
you guys
do
feel
not
about
like all of the white people that live there, like straight up.
it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't either. It's like if like Nigeria bought an island or like bought a country in Europe and like it had nothing to do with the culture there and with the ethnicity there, but still like there you go. Now you're Nigeria. It's so weird.
Yeah, we should just give Hawaii back, honestly.
It is kind of random. I think I've said it on the show before about the country with the most time zones.
I
Oh.
believe,
Yeah.
that sounds familiar.
Do you guys know what country has the most time zones?
US, right?
Is it the UK?
Russia.
No and no. No.
France.
Oh, France, because
Yeah,
they
it's
have
France.
the islands. Yes.
France basically like has I think like 4 hours of the day that like the sun doesn't shine on France.
Oh shit.
Or I guess like more so that just 4 hours of the day that like 4 time zones that they're not in.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Makes you think.
Bro,
Yeah.
imagine what they would do with all that extra time.
Right,
Ratatouille in
The
real life.
Switzerland in the Euro Cup. That's what they would do.
It's weird to think that Brazil has a border with France, and
Yeah.
there are French people living like there are French neighbors that I have that I don't know speak French. It's weird. What was I gonna say? Are you guys familiar with 99% Invisible?
Yeah.
There's an episode. Okay, so Shane and Brennan didn't say
I'm not.
anything. So it's a podcast. It's
Okay.
basically like it's basically like one separate individual documentary per episode.
Okay. Cool.
And it's always documentaries about like random ass shit. And I listened to an episode recently about time, and to bring it back to our initial topic
I
about
was gonna say which time.
business. And it talked about how it's in China, they were supposed to have a bunch of time zones, but the official government of China kind of during the Cold War, they said no, like it'll make our country stronger if the entire country is in the same time zone. So then in the westernmost part of China, when it's like 7 a.m. official government time, it's still dark as fuck. It's because it's like it was supposed to be like 3 or 4 a.m. there, but no, it's 7 a.m. And people are kind of like starting to rebel against that. And they are using their actual times that are unofficial by the government. But it pisses off the government. And basically there's this whole like argument in China about time being politicized, because that's what's happening right there. Like people who use the unofficial time zone, which is the actual like their time zone, are considered like, I don't know, traitors, and people who use the official time zone, which is wrong, are considered like, I don't know, good abiding citizens. And yeah, so time is being politicized now.
That's kind of a trip. Like, imagine trying to, being forced to have your schedule be at a certain time of the day and then trying to go to sleep, for example, when it's still daylight out. That would be
Yeah.
very weird for like your mental
Yeah.
clock, your circadian rhythm. I can see that kind of throwing off your sleep and causing some other potential issues there.
Yeah, people just probably like in the entire world, you consider like a regular like day of work from around 7 or 8 to around like 4 or 5. And there they just basically have to deal with a different workday, which is basically like what from 3 to 1 p.m. is probably trippy as fuck. But it's also like it's just social norms, right? Like we make them, we can just as easily make them some other way.
Yeah, it's all arbitrary. Bro, have you
Yeah.
guys ever heard about how birthdays work in Korea?
No.
I
don't think I
just learned this. I just learned this last night. It blew my fucking mind. So Korea, like their birthdays, the way they do birthdays are completely different. Basically, when you're born, you're 1 year old, which is like,
Oh,
that's already kind of weird because like that means like you're off by 1 year from like the way everyone else does it. But also, you instead of like turning 1 more year old on the day of the year that you're born, it's on January 1st for everyone. So if a baby is born on December 31st, the next day on January 1st, it's 2 years old.
Wow.
even though it's 1 day old. Like it's fucking bananas.
That's
How
actually
old's your baby?
This is a 2-year-old.
That's kind of a cool way to do it. I mean, technically, it makes New Year's Day a party. It must be, right? I mean,
That's true. I don't know if like their actual birth date is significant like whatsoever.
Oh, it's kind of cool. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah.
It's like something you would never think about, like there being other ways to do it, but it's just how they do it.
wait, hold on. Now I've come around on my own argument, and now I think that's cool. Now I think people doing time or birthdays in non-standardized ways is a cool way to maintain traditions. So I've come around.
It's the same thing. Like there's so many different calendars around the world that like the official like governments will all be on the same one, but like there's so many cultural calendars that are in way different years than like the main one that we're all agreed on for now. Like it's crazy.
I'm on the Mayan calendar for a real god.
Oh man. Yeah, it's nice. You haven't had to flip your calendar day over in a long
It's
time.
been good. I've been living on December 21st, 2012 for like the last 7 years, 8 years, 9 years.
Oh my god. Do you guys remember like being a little just like it's not gonna happen, but what if like when that was coming up, like just a little anxious. Dude, I remember on the day that there's like that one time that like Rapture was supposed to happen on a certain day. It was like in May, like I don't remember what year, maybe 2010, 2011, I don't know. I remember that day. Do you guys know what Medieval Times is?
Yeah, I love Medieval Times.
Yeah, that's the only time I've ever been there. Like I think it was for my brother's Boy Scout troop or something. I don't know, but like we all went, and it was that day. And I remember like getting out of it, and I was like, I like had to like sit down, and like I was like anxious, like what's about to happen right now? Like it could be any second. It really took me out of the experience. I don't remember. I don't remember the show.
The night before the December 21st, 2012, where I was like, yeah, we're going to sleep, and I was like, well, maybe it'll end. I don't think it will, but maybe. And it definitely was very anticlimactic. It ended up being a very normal day.
Bro, December 21st, 2012. No. It was December 21st, 2012, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I was at a party and I was like, is it gonna end after the party or what's gonna happen? And me, as the nihilistic little kid that I was like, well, I mean, we've had some good times. Like, it's okay. It doesn't matter. I don't know I don't know if it was just me or if you guys were also the same way, but I was always like daily life is so boring that if something terrible happened that didn't target one specific group of people, but it was completely random, like Thanos's like snapping of a finger and like half of the world disappears. I as a kid, I'd be like, oh, I hope that happens. Because I was like, bro, like looking back at it, it's kind of sad, but I was like, bro, it'd be sick. It'd take us out of our routine and like it shake up the world and like it'd be cool to survive something like that.
So
You mean
fucking did
you mean
this,
sort
bro?
of like a worldwide pandemic that's
You
been going
fucking
on
did
for
this,
almost
Stu?
2 years?
Yeah,
You did this
You
to
did
us?
this to do.
Yeah. Turns out it's really it's really monotonous and very sad and stressful. Who would have thought?
If only it didn't pass like from person to person through our breath, that'd be a lot more fun.
Everyone who dies of COVID, the last thing they see is Jadu's face. When he's
I'm
Hey,
sorry,
there
guys.
are worse faces to see.
Yeah.
Could
Thank
be Henry or something.
And with that,
With that, on a nice positive note, this has been the Dog Days podcast. I've been Ben, and I guess don't wish for a change of the norm because this is where we're at now. Thanks, Jadu.
The monkey's paw will curl. Careful, we asked for. My name is Shane. I'm running a marathon this weekend, so
Oh,
wish me luck, boys.
What?
you
I have
got it.
only
What?
run a maximum of 15 miles before, and I'm going to increase it by 11. So that's going to be interesting.
Oh, don't fucking die, I guess. That's crazy. Holy shit.
that's
Good
insane.
luck, man.
Yeah, it's
I'm running him.
hopefully it ends better than the backpacking story where I end up like puking on a hillside. Hopefully this goes better. I think it'll go better.
It will. I've been Brendan. If you want to like play a little prank on your devices, just start talking about something in front of them. You know, something that you have absolutely no interest in, and see how far you can run them. See how far you can get them to go, giving you ads for things that you don't care about.
I've been Jadu, and I'm a quote Kid Cudi on Kanye's new album Donda. On the song Moon, he goes, here he goes trapping we up. Never forget all the memories. Sitting, I sip out my cup, thinking I should be a better me. Truly, I'm blessed from the start. So much to say in these melodies. Stare at the sky, the moon singing sweet. Oh my God, such a sweet moment. Angels, they say I'm not ever weak. Such a lonely moment. Heaven knows I may never sleep. Trouble in my soul. Hey, I've been praying. Life can be draining. Oh, hey, we were late trying to keep hauling on. I'm ashamed, and yet what I see ain't nobody knows. So I go.
Big sloppy titties.